here with Mandy Kingsman, Artistic Director for Toni and Guy Hair Care. And today we're going to focus on a look that's really never focused on. Casual, weekend, what do? My go-to is this. I'm heading out to school netball or hanging around the house and I just whack my hair up into a really bad bun or a ponytail with one of these. But sometimes I look at the mums on the other side of the court and they have this kind of cool casual thing going on, which I covet. So today Mandy is going to show us how to do a slightly more together casual.
Yeah, and it's still kind of working with that bun in mind, but we're just moving it from the back to the very top of your head, and we're just going to work it so that it's really quite distressed, but at the same time it's an overall look. It's actually something we've tried to achieve. So we're going to put all of the hair up to the top of your head in a ponytail, one elastic, and then I'm going to show you a really simple way to create a top knot without using any padding or any extra accessories. It's just simply all of your own hair, 2 bobby pins to put it into place, and you're ready to go.
Fantastic. Because I often find that my default look is a ponytail. And you know, ponytails are great, but you get bored. So it's good to have another option, particularly in high wind as well, high wind areas. So what have you just put in my hair?
I've just worked in a bit of dry shampoo just to take off any excess oil, but also to start to just give the hair a dusty finish because this look is quite dusty, I guess, is the best way to describe it. But it's the look that we're going for. So we're just pretty much just scraping all of the hair up to the top of the head, just with a brush. And this is really good because we don't have to worry about getting this really neat. We don't have to worry about everything being perfectly placed. So if you get a couple of little bobbles that come through, then just work with them. If you've got flyaway hair around the hairline, work with it, accentuate it, actually work it and rub it out so that it's a feature.
I see. When you say the top of the head, does everybody have a different top of their head? Is this the sort of thing that you should be looking at in the mirror and you know, if the top of your head is, you know, to the side or is there a spot like putting a ponytail on the nape that everybody should?
We're kind of working to try and get the hair kind of in between the top of this ear and this ear. So it's pretty much central.
Right.
In saying that, if you don't feel comfortable with everything pulled right up high, lower it. It doesn't really matter. But this whole idea of a top knot is the fact that it's at the top.
And they're really, really flattering as well. You know, that pulling your hair tight is going to take everything in your face up.
It's instant facelift.
It is. And you know what you should do when you have a top knot with your makeup is keep all your makeup above your top lash line, nothing underneath, and keep it all clean, and that will help drag your face up. So if you keep everything light, your blush light and everything above your lash line light, it'll really lift your face.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, nothing under the bottom of the eye, and it will take everything up.
That's cool.
Oh yay, I taught the master something.
So we have our top knot, and that's in through the top there.
That's tight, by the way, people. Like, that is a tight ponytail. So scrunch it up in there, make sure it is really, really tight. That's what Nurofen's for.
The good thing about this look is that you want to start with it being really quite tight, because at the end we break this up and we loosen it out.
Got it.
So if it's too loose to begin with, it's just going to collapse on you.
Yeah.
I'm going to put in a little bit of texturizing sea salt spray just through the ponytail. I find that this look is good to work the product through all the way from roots to tips. But what happens is a lot of people overload it and they end up with too much, and it's too gritty and it's really hard to put up. So a really easy way to avoid doing that is just to spray the ponytail rather than all the rest of the hair. And then you can just put in as much as you need. And this is just going to add and create the texture that we're after for when we start to break the ponytail up.
It feels like you're putting a lot in.
Couple of sprays, 2 sections of the hair,
Okay.
just a couple of spritzes.
Can you overdo sea salt? That's a question I've always wondered.
You kind of can, depending on the type of sea salt that you're using. But because this is quite a textured look, we want a little bit in there so that we can feel the change of the hair go from being sleek and shiny to a little bit more matte and dry. So once you've worked that in, you just need a dryer, really simple to do yourself at home, just to blast that product in so that it's not wet.
Right.
Takes 2 seconds to dry it in. This just helps with the disheveled feel of the hair. Again, if we didn't have products through this kind of bun, you're not going to get the height that we need. And as soon as we start to kind of break it down, it's just going to flop. It won't have any structure or hold. So once we have the ponytail in and we've dried in the sea salt spray, what we want to do is, again, just using our fingers, lifting the hair up and just lightly splaying our fingers and just pushing some of the hair back down towards the base of the ponytail. This is just going to give us a little bit of width as well as height.
Width is important in a top knot, isn't it?
It is. You don't want everything just going straight up.
You need a fat top knot, not a skinny little weedy one.
It's also going to make your hair look a lot thicker.
Otherwise it looks a little bit sumo wrestler.
Yeah, it does. So once you've got the bit of finger back combing through, split the hair into two from the ponytail. And this is a really simple trick, but I think a lot of people don't realise how easy it is to get a top knot looking quite textured and dishevelled. You just basically split the top knot into two, or the ponytail into two, and then bring it towards your face and cross it over. Then bring it back and cross it over again. And you just keep working it forwards and backwards, crossing over until you run out of hair. When you've got the two ends of the ponytail.
That is so much better than twisting.
Yeah, you don't want to
That makes so much sense.
It really does.
Wow.
Then once you've got the base, once you've got the ends of the ponytail, 2 bobby pins at the base just to secure those in. And then that way we can just start working through the bun and just start to break it up a little bit more.
Does it matter if you finish the ends at the front or the back?
No,
just
it really
wherever it
doesn't.
naturally finishes?
It really doesn't matter at all. The other thing is, a few people have asked me when they do this, if they've got overly layered hair, they said that sometimes their bun has bits of hair that sticks out. So the trick then would be to, instead of bring the bun forward first, take it back.
Got it.
Do your first crossover at the back.
That's so clever. Feels really like it's not going to go anywhere either, which
No.
I like.
Because if you've got anything secured in with a ponytail, it's pretty much going to just stay there.
Stay there, yeah.
Just depending on the amount of hair you have.
That's the bobby pins you use.
Yeah. 2 to 3 bobby pins. And then just a light spray of hairspray just to secure and make sure that it's in place. And then if you wanted to make it a little bit more dusty, push it to a bit more of an editorial feel, a little bit of dry shampoo.
Okay,
Yeah.
over the top.
Over the top, just to give it a bit more of a dusty finish.
Oh, do I need that?
Oh, I think we're going to put some in.
Editorialise me, baby.
Just a little.
Woo!
It's just that powdery finish. And then any of these wispy guys around the back, just bring them out, make them a feature. If you have fluffy hair around your hairline, just using the palms of your fingers and just kind of rubbing them on towards the face would just make them a feature. It also just makes it feel a little bit softer and a little bit younger and fresh, I think.
This will also happen naturally at the netball courts at 9 a.m. when you're standing in a wind tunnel, freezing. So you can just let nature take its course. I love it. I just like the change. It's just a really no excuses. You look more polished. You look a little bit cooler.
It's still messy and dishevelled, but it's moved from being at the back to the top, and we've accentuated traits of the hair that are sometimes problems, and we've made them a little bit more of a feature.
Mandy, thank you
You're
again.
welcome.
She's very clever. Bye.